to the Holy One of Israel, whose name alone is Yah, by saying hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And Yah is righteous all the time.
All the time.
So make a joyful noise unto Yah, all ye lands. Serve Yah with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that Yah, he is Elohim. It is he that have made us, and not we are his people, and the sheep of his pasture. Enter into his gates with thanksgiving, and into his courts with praise. Be thankful unto him, and bless his name. For Yahweh is good, his mercy is everlasting, and his truth endureth to all generations. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Praise Elohim. Praise him in the firmament of his power. Praise him for his mighty acts. Praise him according to his excellent greatness. Praise him with the sound of the trumpet. Praise him with the psaltery and the harp. Praise him with the timbrel and the dance. Praise him with the stringed instruments in order. Praise him upon a loud cymbal. Praise him upon a high sounding cymbal. Let everything that have breath praise God. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Praise God, oh my soul. Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. His breath goes forth. He returneth to his earth. In the very day his thoughts perish. Happy is he that hath Elohim or Yaakov for his help, whose hope is in Yahweh his Elohim, which made heaven and earth, the sea and all that therein is, which keepeth truth forever, which executed judgment for him. Yahweh raises them up that are bowed down. Yahweh loves the righteous. Yahweh preserves the strength. He relieveth the fatherless and the widow. The way of the wicked he turneth upside down. Yahweh shall reign forever, even Elohim. O Zion, unto all generations. Hallelujah. Great is the King of Israel. Great is Yahweh our Elohim, our Savior and our Redeemer. Great is the mighty one of Yaakov. In him belongeth all power, all glory, all honor, and all might. We extol him this day. We call upon him for his mercy endureth forever. He is wonderful in all of his ways, and all of his works are righteous. We praise Yahweh now and forevermore. He is the light in the midst of our days. He is our strength. He is our king. He is our rock. He is our lawgiver. He is our almighty. And he is indeed Israel's Savior. Hallelujah. 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 Praise the mighty Yahweh. Yah is righteous all the time. Y'all done making a joyful noise? No. Again, hallelujah for his many wonderful blessings that he has bestowed upon us. We praise him for this time which is the Holy Shabbat day, a day we see, a day we will not see again in its entirety, a time that we hear unto our Elohim, our King, our Savior, rejoicing, delighting in his way, coming to find out what he requires of us, to bask and dwell in the rapture of his truth and his loving kindness and his mercy. This is the day Yah have made.
Yes.
Let us be glad. Rejoice.
Hallelujah.
It is his gift unto us, his children. It is his gift unto us, them that fear his holy name. It is his gift unto us, to them who seek to unify themselves with the divine, with the only one that was, that is, and that ever shall be.
Hallelujah.
Be his holy name, Yah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Let's turn now to Psalm 122. It is here where we will start our proceedings, confines of our readings. Psalm 122. From Psalm 122, after we read that, we will pass on to Psalm 92. From Psalm 92, we will therefore go where we will end up at Exodus 20th chapter. But for right now, turn to Psalm 122 and let us read. I was glad unto me. Let us go into the house of Yahweh. Our feet shall stand within thy gates, O Jerusalem. Jerusalem is built as a city that is compact together, where the tribes go up to Yahweh, to the temple of Yisrael, to give thanks unto the name of Yahweh. For there set the thrones of judgment, the thrones of the house of David. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. They shall prosper that love thee. Peace be within thy walls, prosperity within thy palace. For my brother and companion's sake, I will now say, peace be with thee. Because of the house of Yah our Elohim, I will seek thy good. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Let us turn now to Psalm 92. Psalm 92. A song of the Sabbath. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yah, faithfulness every night, upon an instrument of 10 strings, upon the psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound. For thou, Yah, hast made me glad through thy works. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Yah, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither does the fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they should be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, O Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. Thy horn shalt thou exalt the desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like the cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yah shall flourish in the courts of our Elohim. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourish to show that Yah is upright. He is my rock, and there is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah. Psalms 23. For Yah is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anoint my head with oil, and my cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of Yah forever. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Finally, we turn now to Exodus, the 20th chapter. Here we find the words which Yahweh Elohim wrote himself with his own finger upon 2 tablets of stone. He delivered these words into the hands of his servant Moshe upon Mount Sinai. Here he would come down and show himself unto his people, the nation of Israel, and he would make a covenant with them, signifying that he would always be the Elohim and his people. With these very words did our Elohim that day establish this matter. And Elohim spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh the Elohim, which have brought thee out the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no Elohim before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahweh, the Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy to the thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahweh the Elohim in vain, for Yahweh will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahweh the Elohim. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy servant, the sea and all that in it. And he rested the seventh day. Wherefore Yahweh blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor upon the land which Yahweh let him give it thee. Thou shalt not murder. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his manservant, ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Proceed to let them in. And all the people saw the thunder and the lightning, the noise of the trumpet and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. They said unto Moses, Speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not Elohim speak with us, lest we die. Moses said unto the people, Fear not, for Elohim will come to prove you, that his fear may be before your faces, that you sin not. Hallelujah. 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 Praise my Yahweh. God is righteous all the time. Hallelujah. This time, do we have any? We want to take time to acknowledge those that's with us, if they wish. Haven't seen them in a minute, so we would like our sisters that if they want to say something, we can welcome them. Yes, ma'am. Shabbat shalom. Hallelujah. And for those that don't have the pleasure of knowing, Hannah. All right. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Say something today in the midst of the congregation.
My name is Elder DeBoer,
Yes, it is.
and it is a pleasure to be here today. Hallelujah. Glad to be here today to worship with my brothers and sisters. I haven't seen them in a long time. Such a pleasure.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We're glad to have you. Everybody looking Right out. What she said? Looking good. Looking good. Looking good is. There we go. Through. Feeling good. All right. All right. So at this moment, we're going to turn the floor over to, like I said, those that wish to speak, testimony, exaltation. Yes, ma'am.
Shabbat shalom, and glory. Saying hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I just want to thank y'all for waking us all up, us all get here safely. And, putting the spirit on us all to come in here with fluffy hearts, fluffy spirits to come and hear his word, to praise him. Not for food, need food. But I never knew how much I needed food. And I praise y'all with food because it's a blessing to be able to happen to eat this because it's the only thing that you had. Praise y'all for food, for the options, for stories right basis, on an hourly basis, on a minute basis. And it's an honor to be. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Praise God.
Everybody else? A rush is on swell to the mic. They fighting each other back.
First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, all and I think we here to understand everybody has to bring forth, bring our hope that he goes to the spirit of knowledge and understanding while also anything that y'all got from every last one of you. And not only that, but I praise the Most High for my kids. Because more than enough, I put him on punishment and that we were getting we get ready to sit down and go eat, watch TV, and it was like, well, that late. I'm glad that I put him on punishment. It was like, I'm in trouble, I can't do that. And right then and there, I took him on punishment.
Took him on punishment.
I never would have thought that would have came forth coming from him, that he would remind me. So I praise God for that. And like I said, people always congratulate me on
Hallelujah.
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 Glory to y'all. I want to say Shabbat Shalom. Thank y'all for the things that we worked out, and soon I'll be having keys to my new bedroom. I want to thank y'all for his protection. I pray for people that I've known and across my life for your safety in all areas. To a museum, and the bus tire had a blowout, and it being handled in a way that it didn't contradict freeway access. A little disappointed they didn't get to go to their field trip, but when he came home, I had them pray with me to thank God for their life, which makes me more and more, and that too is a blessing. Praise my y'all.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
On the Shabbat day, if I seen you all the other day, I still love you and still got the same joy. Hope this don't sound too bad, but I love them. But I love you all. Because I had a me. I know I love you, they are family, but I love you all because I have a me. A reason why that I do love you all. So I love seeing and love Yahweh. So I praise Yahweh for that and for you all. And this week, it was really, really different for me. I never had this happen to me. I never get a chance to, they just, they don't want to hear from me, you know, in other places, the places that I go. But today I was at work, not today, but the other day, last week I was at work and a white girl came running toward me. I'm looking at her because, you know, white girl running, then she had on a headset. So she came toward me, she's like, God's way. So then I was like, well, wow, what did I do in the parking lot? I'm like, God's way, God's way. I was like, yeah. She's like, I've been looking for you. And I said, okay, what did I do? She's like, I've been looking for you. She said, you got the truth. You know the truth. You the people. Y'all the people in the book. She said, you. I was like, well, yeah. She's like, well, then she threw me a curve, but then she came back. She did. She said, I know Yahweh. She said, I've been baptized. She asked me if she know that I know some brothers, but I didn't know my. I said, okay. You know, I was good. I said, well, okay. She said, you got to get baptized in the Hamashia. I said, well, I don't know what the Hamashia is. The Hamashia is, I don't know. So you got to know this. You got to know the Hamashia. So I said, well, I don't know Hamashia. But she was like, I keep the Sabbath. When she brought it back, she said, I know I'm a stranger. I said, girl, give me high five. I know what I can't do right now. Started laying it down, but you know, knowing her part. And I was like, well, praise God. You know your part, you know who you are. You know what I mean? You know, and what I'm saying, all that. And I was just like, praise God. She was like, yeah, my boyfriend, he does. I said, well, okay, then. And she said, oh, well, my boyfriend, who does this? I don't come near me, and I don't know how. But he teach her, and she was just gone. And I was like, well, praise God. She talked to me, I was working. I was like, well, praise God. You know, and she was just gone. And I was just like, wow, I didn't know really what to really say. Maybe start condemning her or whatever, but I didn't have to do that. But she did herself, so praise God, you know, for my week, and that happened to me. And I just thank God, you know, give God the glory, you know, because others know his story. And I just praise God that I didn't have to give her the story. So I just praise God for being God all the time. So hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
It don't sound crazy. The sons and daughters of Israel more than your blood kin, because that is your blood kin.
Right.
But you have a different kind of relationship, and that's what you meant. First, because this is what happened. That you might have been, hey, and I say this: there's one woman and one woman only that serve my in every way. I kill for it.
No doubt.
Say one woman,
Praise God.
and that's y'all know who that is.
Everybody.
That's right. That's about it. But we'll see about that. But that one is a no-brainer. And I say that because there's nobody where she at. But of the daughters of Zion, and it made me happy.
Yeah.
So the ties of blood don't be broken, and neither does the Almighty want it broken. But when you do have an affiliation with somebody that understands, not that that is broken, but you just don't vibe.
Right.
Hallelujah.
3 verse 1. So this is where you're coming from.
And it came to pass,
It came to pass,
when he had made an end, speaking unto Saul, soul of David,
the soul of Johanan had become knit. And Saul could, this boy really got something for this fella. The way he's speaking about it, there's something. The soul of Johanan was knit with the soul of David.
And Jonathan loved him as his own son.
And developed such a relationship that on his not in that made them kin. It was the spirit, hurrah, taking pleasure in both of them, totally being able to walk in the Creator and in His ways, and really having an affinity for one another. And a true friendship is something very hard. It's rare. You can search a lifetime and maybe not find it.
Yes, sir.
Do it.
Hallelujah.
When you're talking about the sons of men, we're not talking about the Creator. He's a true friend. But we're talking about amongst the sons and daughters, find somebody that's a true friend. You see? And that's what he said. Read that again.
And it came to pass Saul,
Mm-hmm.
that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David. And Jonathan loved him as his own soul.
Because David loved him the same. Even the love of women. And a lot of people say that they were homosexual. They wasn't homosexual. These men, David children wasn't when they talk about homosexual. And he wasn't bi. He wasn't any sexual, but what kind of sexual he should have been. But he had a deeper affinity. He connected spiritually with this fellow. They were knit. Where this young man said, man, this is somebody's versa. This is somebody where I call and he in my corner. Thick and thin. Old dog, as they what you say that. I don't know what they say. Hey, they don't even know this concept too much of thick and thin. And has really, to tell you the truth, this surpasses any. This is talking about deep spiritual connection. So it's one stronger than the blood tie in certain aspects. And the Almighty wanted to be blood. See, He don't come into our life for us to separate. And that's the reason why that really is like that. He don't come into our life for us to separate from our families. The separation comes because the families often decide to vary away from us, thinking we crazy, thinking we strange, thinking we don't fell off the map. So they put the barrier up with us. Because it's not designed, the word of Yah is not designed that we turn our back on them. The word of Yah is designed that we become even closer. So, yes, to that, I understand exactly what you're saying. I have brothers. But there's nobody that I'd rather hang out with than my son. My sons, first of all of them. And we like fathers and we like brothers sometimes. We play around and stuff. And then my brothers in Yah. I'm hanging around them more than I hang around my blood kin. So it's just it's phrase, phase, perspective. Then the young lady, will the Almighty have reversed us to that throughout the book? There's teaching throughout the book, but the Creator said that one they're going to acknowledge, and this is happening quietly all over. They're going to acknowledge they have inherited lies, vanity, deceit, things that did not profit them. Not only will it be in the form of whites, and this is why I say we can't be on the tip. We know what has happened. We know what has been done. We know what is still being done. But we can't be on that tip to where we shut them out, because y'all might say even the right to know him. Because they're going to come. If his word is real, they're going to come. That's why he said in that day, 10 men to take hold of the skirt of him. That is Yehuda Dean, saying, we will go with you. For we have heard that Yah is with you.
Right.
You're living in a world where people looking for salvation. They're looking for salvation. They're looking for light. Huh? Who is that supposed to be in? That light's supposed to be in you and I. The light of Yah is supposed to be in you and I. For them to see it. For them to come to it. Like when you turn the light on your porch or outside your house, and bugs, you can't even go outside because the bugs is so thick. Because they gravitate to that light. Well, that's how you and I are supposed to be. We're supposed to be the light of Yah. For all men to see. So, like I said, let her run on. Now you do know the Hama, what she call him? Shia? You know him. He's different than what she know. That was just a fancy term she was saying the Messiah. But she don't know him yet. But she will know.
Yeah.
She will know. Yeah, she will. She will know. So you knock that curveball back out next week. Yeah. Anybody else? Comment? Yes, ma'am. Barcelona.
Yes, well, my week is interesting, but yesterday was very interesting. Where I grew up at over the ride, the hood of the recreation center, they opened back up, skate park, by a guy that I know that we grew up with. I took fire skating his first time, and before we went skating, we stopped at the park. We had time before we went skating, and lo and behold, my sister called my phone, the one that I've been having the problems with, called my phone and told me that I guess she seen my post too. And she was like, I'm about to meet you at the park, and we gonna all go skating. She brought her grandson and her daughter, my niece was there and everything. And yesterday was so fun. It was. It was fun getting back together and stuff after it's a little while. And we used to like at least every other day. But not to see each other and be around each other for this long, it felt good. And after we left and everything, after the day was over with, we shouted out we love each other and everything. And it was beautiful to me. It was, because I could tell that everybody was mixed on my side and her. Hallelujah.
Oh, yeah. That's why And that's what I was saying. We are. No, go ahead.
And it was, I know, some people in here, y'all might have heard about the little boy who drowned in the creek. That was my neighbor. Yeah, that was my neighbor's son. And this little boy used to come over. He used to come over and just play with fire. They used to be in the backyard playing and everything. And my daughter, she knows his mom and stuff like that. So it was kind of like it was weird to just see this little boy 2 days before this happened, and then to hear that a little boy drowned in a creek, and then to find out it's the little boy that be in my backyard. So I mean, I just want everybody's prayers to go out for her because she has 4 children, and one of them she just passed and everything. And it was freaky how it happened. It was scary how it happened with another child, his friend trying to jump back in water and like trying to save him, and he's like a current hit him and everything. So it was just crazy just to hear and to see the little boy who tried to save his friend the next day. To see him like with the bruises on his face and everything from him trying to jump back in the water and being smacked against a wall. And this little boy was only 9 years old. 9 years old. And to see him every day and not to see him no more, it is really it's kind of bothering.
Hallelujah. We're definitely pray for him. Anyone else? What's happening, man? What you got for me this week?
Shalom.
Everybody. This time, when I wake up, when I saw Spider-Man this other day, I saw him. He was very nice to me. I know I saw him, but all the kids was there. They saw me with Spider-Man. I took a picture with him, but he was having so much fun with me. I'm so proud of my mama. I was so much, and I love him. Oh yeah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. You love him, huh? You love him. Yes, sir. You got your hand up?
Give my praise, all honor and adoration unto God. Hallelujah. I thank you unto God for the great week I had. It was really beautiful. I think I enjoyed myself this past week more than I have all my life. So I can thank you unto God for that.
Hallelujah. Yes, sir, brother.
Hallelujah. Shabbat shalom. All praise and all glory to the Holy One of Israel. Saying hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I just want to give thanks and praise to the Most High Yah for allowing me to rise up this day, for blessing me and keeping us safe and out of harm's way. I just want to thank Yahweh for life. And I want to send our condolences to me, our neighbor. It's been a real beautiful, trying, wonderful, amazing week. A lot of lessons I've been taught this week, and I learned a lot of things. And I'm truly thankful to Yahweh for all that He does. It's really a lot of the little things that I've been noticing that He's been doing in my life that I haven't really been taking notice of, that I'm starting to notice now. And I want to thank Yah for doing that. And I want to thank Yah for the spirit He put into my wife, because she's really, truly grown a long way from where we used to be and how we served Yah and how she was walking with Yah. And I truly, truly love how she has blossomed in Yah. And I'm thankful Yah has really been working to work on me. He's really been working with me because I've been selfish in a lot of things. And so it's those little selfish things that I'm starting to see now how to let them go and not be so selfish. And I thank y'all for that too. So it's truly been a growing and prospering week. So I just thank y'all and want to continue to grow. And also I would like to add, first day will be a set schedule for cleaning the sanctuary. It'll be around about 1 o'clock. So that will be set from this day forward. I'll be here every Sunday at 1. So if anybody wishes to participate in cleaning of the sanctuary, now you have a set day and a set time. So that'll be the first day. And that's for anyone, and it'll be about 1 o'clock. So hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yes, sir.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Guys. Like to ask for some prayer for one of my family members. She was attacked by the wolves. The number on it pretty bad. Do that. Thank you, prayer. Went down to West Virginia. I ran across something that was very interesting. Seen a billboard. The billboard was with billboards made by white nationalists. They were begging their women to have babies. And I'd never seen anything quite like that before, where they're actually asking white women to start having children. And there was a billboard on the side of the highway. I mean, actually saying, hey, it's time for y'all to start producing children. And I just wanted to let you know, maybe the curse is working. That's what it looked like to me. So I just wanted to let you guys know they're having children. Happy or not. Like to speak on that, you know what I'm saying? That was really good.
All right. Check out a billboard, huh?
Big babies.
All right. Any other comments? Now we'll move to questions. Oh, whoa. Gracious.
Ask and ye shall what?
Whoa.
We bring it up.
Are these comments or questions? Everything.
Well, probably with the children.
With the children?
Probably.
Yeah, because that looked like that was rehearsed right here. That was an ambush for that Ron right here. All right. Let's go. Let's get it.
This is how we praise God. 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 1, 2, 3, Shema Israel, Yahweh Elohim, God one. God one. Shema 3, 2, Shema Israel, Yahweh Elohim, God one. God one. Shema, Shema Israel, Yahweh Elohim, God one. God one. Shema 4, Shema Israel, Yahweh Elohim, God one. God one. Pray, Shema Israel, Shema Israel, Shema Israel, pray. Israel, Shema Israel, Shema Israel, pray. Shema Israel, Shema Israel, Shema Israel, pray. Shema Israel, Shema Israel, Shema Israel, pray.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Glory to God, high praise. Shema Israel, Yahweh Elohim, Yah is one. Glory to God, high praise. Shema Israel, Yah is one. Glory to God, high praise. Shema Israel, Yahweh Elohim, Yah is one. Yah is one. Shema call. Shema Shema Israel. Shema Israel. Praise, praise. Shema Israel. Shema Israel. Shema Israel. Praise, praise. Shema Israel. Shema Israel. Shema Israel. Praise. Shema Israel. Shema Israel. Shema Israel. Voice is on high, praise. Shema Israel. Yahweh Elohim. Yah is one. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. Ambush ministry. With a beautiful ambush though. Hallelujah. Yes, ma'am.
Praise God. We're going to need our
I see that.
We're going to need thee.
I see that.
Hallelujah.
We get all right. We get ready to get on it. We get ready to get on it. All right. Somebody question? Yes, ma'am.
I just have a testimony. I honor the Lord for y'all being
Hallelujah.
A couple days ago, I had attended a funeral service of a lady that saw 100 years old, and it was a very beautiful homeborn celebration, very beautiful. And she looked so good, and I was just amazed sitting there. Some things I had known about this lady. There were other things I just could not have even imagined about this lady. And it was a beautiful thing. When I used to go visit her in a nursing home, she would always say, to God be the glory. She always said that, no matter what was going on, how bad she was hurting, how sick she got, she always said that. And so I was able to tell her, hallelujah, I praise her. He is beautiful. And it was just a beautiful thing and I praise God that I was able to go and see her as much as I was able to see her. And I praise God for allowing me to give her 100th birthday party. And it was very, very, very nice. And this lady was she fought through so much. And and Yahweh gave her the ability and he gave her the strength to keep going. She didn't have any children. However, she had a lot of nieces, a lot of nephews, and when they got in their older age, when they were elders, she had ended up coming back to Cincinnati to take care of them. She took care of her nieces and nephews, until their death. And she had always been there for other people. Always been there for other people. So in her last few months, I praise Yahweh for allowing me to be there for her and for allowing me to talk to her as much as I could, see her as much as I could, do things for her as much as I could, because I know she had been a blessing to so many people, and it was just her time. So I definitely want to pray lovely, lovely lady, and her great, her wonderful spirit. And one thing that I definitely learned from her was just to never give up. You know, just keep going through everything. You know, give God the glory because it's all going to be His way regardless. You know what I mean? And it's just better to just give Him the glory. You know, rather have Him take it. And I definitely want to praise y'all for that.
Hallelujah. I heard questions. Was there? But was there any questions be brought forth at the time from anybody? Did our sisters come with any questions or anything they want us to speak on today?
I have a question.
You still formulating. You got 2 minutes. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So concerning a man and his wife, if say a man has a wife and she decides that she wants to have friends and these friends haven't been present the entire time of the husband and wife, but the wife had a different upbringing.
Give him that mic right here over the fan and over the.
Say for example you have a husband or two people, man and woman, laying claim that they love each other, want to be married, things of that nature. But one of the people, say the woman, has a different kind of upbringing, where she's had an upbringing where she's had male friends and things of that nature. But it's hard for her to commit because she thinks that any friend or her friend have hold or have more weight than that of what a husband should. So, say for example, if like what's appropriate as far as marriage between a man and woman goes. So, like say for example, I had somewhat of a spat or an argument stating that when you have friends that are close, as far as a woman having male friends, that she was always known to just have this friend who was always cool, that they greeted each other with a hug. I said that once a man sets the precedent with that marriage, that's what you follow by. But well, what's the problem with me just hugging if there's nothing really that's wrong? Is that a man just being overly jealous? Or and is a man, so with me personally, in any relationship that I've been in, I've always tried to justify myself as saying that, we're children of the Almighty, so it's natural for us to be jealous, but I'm trying to draw the line in between being jealous and insecure. But it's hard for me to draw that line because I'm almost looking at it as if it's one and the same, and maybe I'm not too fully sure of what insecure is. But with that being said, if that could be somewhat of a topic, I don't know if I drew the question appropriately. I'm trying to, in my mind, and I say that again because it's just like if say for example, I don't say for example, me and Ben cool, and I go and I hug his wife. Secretly, he has some kind of a feeling about it because I hug his wife, but he don't say nothing because he knows that my intentions are always clean. But is that still wrong for me to do that? I'm young.
Hallelujah.
The elders were saying it was a good point.
Friend versus husband, friend versus wife.
No.
No, it's not necessarily versus.
Well, not versus, but I'm just going. He said with the whole more weight. So
Oh,
when more weight, meaning my spouse, this my spouse, but she has a male friend, and the things he say may hold more weight over what I say.
Or what you say.
Vice versa.
She value his opinion
More so
more
than what
so
she
than
would
she
her
values
husband.
her
That's what I
husband's
got when I
opinion.
said hold more weight. That's why I said friend versus husband, friend
Well-
versus wife. Maybe not so much versus, but
And also, like, we can touch on what's appropriate. Also,
In contact.
like, we can touch on what is appropriate when we begin to talk about jealousy, and if we get jealousy confused with insecurity. Because, like I said, in my mind, I'm still learning. I'm humbling myself, trying to humble myself more every day to get a clear, clean understanding of what it means to be insecure and what it means to be jealous. And if I'm wrong in being jealous, because when the Creator says that He's jealous, He's all righteous, and He proclaims Himself to be jealous. So if I was to say the same thing, does that make me wrong? Because I'm flesh. Hallelujah.
hallelujah.
Alright, praise God.
Hallelujah.
I really want to get an example of my people.
What? You wait no more. You got something on your mind? Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
I wasn't, I was talking to the sister, but Shabbat Shalom, look at him, family. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Giving all praise to the true living King of Kings, the mighty life giver. I don't like talking, having my back turned, not trying to be upfront. You know, brother, you asked an excellent question because it is very helpful. My age in the courtship, a lot of things was laid out. We discussed a whole lot, a plethora of things. Excuse me, he even called me an interrogator. So I knew my job was right because of teaching. And that was one of the things I said, well, you know, I don't hug. It's not our culture. The women hug the women, the men hug the men. That's the Eastern culture. A lot of people have trouble with that. Doesn't bother me. But that's the culture. So as my age was going along in the courtship, and that was something he had to come to grips with because as he grew into understanding it, the hugging part I talked about, the women wasn't accepting it. A lot of them don't accept it to this day. And I was telling him one of the best ways to do that, as one brother in one of the camps in particular, I know he's gonna try to come and get a hug. And I'm already bowing right here. I'm already doing it. But what I'm saying is, if you all have discussions prior to marriage, that is culture too. And being able to have guidelines and understanding the brethren, and it's still something that's culture. It's still an issue in the Western because, see, until you transform your mind to understand you are Eastern, though you were born in the West, it's going to be very hard to transition. But with most things, we have to recognize we have to transform our mind. So, you know, even to this day, when he comes in, and even then, he'll get to look at say, no, you got to take control of that action. Because when you don't, what I'm getting to is, so who does he have to deal with after he hugs somebody? And some people will look at it, oh my God, what is she? I mean, what's the problem? I don't even entertain that. You and I, as he says, I and I, what I and I have already developed, you don't let anybody come between that. Here, that help you out?
Yes.
Yes.
It may not be what everybody else says, but that ain't the that's not the point. But you know, it's still Eastern culture and what you and your significant other discuss.
And so I guess I don't even want to teach them.
Well,
I just have a quick comment. I wanted to add to that. Sephora is known, Sephora is known to get people together. So, the reason
That's
for
nice.
her
You being
doing
nice.
that, the reason for her doing that is talking about that is not being overripe. There's no law saying that you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, but you never know what's in somebody's heart, so in a way it kind of prevents a sin from transpiring.
Oh, it's law.
Well,
But I know where I ain't gonna try to show somebody that's not. It's law. It's culture, and culture and law intertwined. That's another big thing. I
Yeah.
appreciate what you're saying.
it is culture. That's true. And culture is preference. We can't always say culture is law. Culture is preference. But in this much as has been said, when you have established something, not only when you have established something, it's also a manner of knowing the person you with and respecting the person you with. And see, yeah, it's turned out to be a great question. That's where, because that's where getting beyond what's cultural and this and that, not even going down that road, that's where we are falling short because we don't even truly understand the dynamics of creating fruitful relationships. We in a place, and I'm going, because I don't want to get the rolling, I don't want to really break. So I'm going to take the hands that I see right now. I see one from my sister, and then I see one from I think my brother was you. Okay, I know I see one from my sister, so, and one from the young man, but yes, ma'am.
All I can say is I can just speak on me and High before me and High even started dating or whatever, I had male friends. That's all they were. They were associates and just friends. There was no type of other relationship going on. But when me and High got together, because I know they were my friends and I knew that me and High was going to be together at that time, they became our friends and associates. They were no longer just my friends because if I'm going to be if I'm going to be with Haikai and these are truly just my friends, then he should know them too. So when they see him out, they should be able to be like at the time, hey Virgil or whatever, and ask me how he doing and things like that. So and there is no new so-called friend coming into the relationship either. There's nobody male that's gonna pop up tomorrow and be like, oh, this is my friend. That's never gonna happen. Now, if I already knew you in the beginning before I came along and you were truly my friend, male-wise, when I got with they became our friend. I don't keep like no male person, guy saying this is my friend and I don't know. Because that's going to just cause conflict. Same as if he has women friends back and they were truly his friends, they are friends now too. It's not no oh I know her from school and I ain't never met her and y'all just close ever. So new friends, if they truly your friends, male and female, then your significant other, wife or husband, should know them too. They should have the same relationship in that as you do with them, if they truly your friends. But no newcomer should be coming into the relationship unless y'all know them. Y'all invite them. Y'all met them or something like that. I just speak on our relationship. I mean, that would just cause a whole lot of nonsense in your relationship if a woman has another male and she's looking up to him more or valuing what he says more over her husband or her significant other or whatever, that would make him feel some type of iffy kind of way, just like a woman would. Because a woman would be feeling like, wait a minute, if I'm your wife or I'm your lady, what's she doing over here? Like, whatever she's saying, what does that have to do with our relationship? So, all the outsiders, I would keep them out and make sure everything is one with just y'all. I don't know.
Can you tie that in with the
The hugging.
And and
Hugging.
I just wanted to see where she was going.
Hugging.
tying that in?
If you truly my friend and I see you and you come, hey, and you ain't seen me in a long time, it's with me and Haika relationship, I can't speak with more. It's kind of different because if Haika see a lady that we both know too, and she go, hey Haika, I'm not bothered by that because I know because she coming in for a hug me too. So it's different with our relationship. I can't speak on no one else. But I ain't just about to be nowhere just hugging on me. Just really getting like it's my friend. No.
yes, ma'am.
I just got a comment on the husband. Me, myself, the relationship that I had, I'm just, me, myself, I don't think there's anything wrong with, like if I saw high outside, without internet might be at home or something. Man, internet good friend. You know what I'm saying? So if I saw high, I want to go in, I want to come into me like this and hug. We've never done it. Now, if I see high kite or he see whatever, then we hug like this. Like his side, we show the show. It's not like, it's not like anything embrace. Yeah, like a side. And I don't think that's, if we all are fine with that, I don't think it's, that's just me and mine.
Well, I walked with my predecessor, Maria Alicia, for many years. And I've said this before. There was teachings where he taught out of scripture, and then there's teachings. See, even with my son and my sons, they learn just as much of what I say to them as well as what I do. I say that because when I walk with Alicia, one thing used to strike me. I used to see him, and I would see him, and I would see single women, and they would run up, and sometimes they would throw both their arms around him, and he might hug them, in that manner. And like I said, I stack and observe, but then I watch him, and a married woman come up to him, and I would always see him do this. He'd give her a shoulder. Never failed. I said, now wait a minute, he's hugging me. He's giving two different approaches. So I asked him one day, I said, I know something. I said, you hug people different. He said, yeah. He said, I hug that woman that's single. I might let her hug me like that because she's single. That woman that's married, I approach her as such a married woman because she is married. And whether my intentions is pure and good and friendly, and her intentions is pure, he said, number one, he don't know her intentions. So you can't always put it on the other person. He don't know her intentions. See, now you done open up a rabbit hole that's gonna go real deep. But also he said, I'm being respectful also of what this looked like in the eyes of her husband. Because there is a way in which what this essentially is boiling down to is there is a way in which you do all things the correct way. There's a way in which you do all things. But going back to as I was opening up, we have not and we do not foster, because that's the bigger picture. We do not know how to foster proper relationships. What is proper? What is improper? What are boundaries? Because every relationship is different, so every relationship got have different boundaries. But what are the boundaries of your relationship? What should be the boundaries? What should be a standard that you keep any misconception even to rise up? Because, and again, and this is why. Remember what I wrote, remember what we read earlier. What did we read earlier?
1 Samuel chapter 18.
And it said what?
Jonathan loved him as his own soul.
Loved him as his own soul. This love is stemmed out of something that is purely spiritual. Spiritual. This is why I say we do not know how to develop in this society, in this day and age, and develop and foster good relationships. Because sometimes in developing good relationships, it don't even mean you're going to be together as a man and a woman, as a husband and a wife. It might be you develop good relationships enough that you're just very good friends. But even when I'm going to be your very good friend in developing that relationship, when I look upon you and see that you have found somebody that in another realm, you develop a relationship that make you happy, where you desire, you want to join yourselves together as a very good friend with understanding. Now I'm going to also take some of the onus off of you and change the way in which I conduct myself with you. Even though I'm your best friend, that's part of being a best friend. Oh, you found somebody in this way. Well, let me change how I deal with it. I know as a best friend, I used to could hug you, I used to could feel you, I used to could twirl you around, and it was just best. But I can't, as your best friend, I see you dating this, I can't do that no more. Being your best friend, I'm going to take your interests to heart and not start nothing. Because I don't know him and he really don't know. Because when it comes down to it, he can't read my mind, he can't read my heart. And I don't know where you at. Like I said, even though it's clean, it's post, I don't know where you at. Like Joseph didn't know where Pharaoh's wife was at. All he came in the house to do was to do his job like he always been doing it, to serve Pharaoh like he always been serving. But her heart was no willy-nilly, no nothing. He didn't know what was in her. Now, what was in her heart may have stemmed out of many things. Maybe she with Pharaoh. He a busy man, so he can't show her the affection that she wants to have shown to her. He can't give her the attention she wants as a woman to have, because he got other things to do. So she said, I can't get it here. his opportunity. But he, being the spiritual person that he is, being the servant of Yah that he is, having knowledge with like he had, true to the principles, the truths of the Almighty Yah, he did something that in today's society and for a lot of people might seem funny or adverse. And that is, as soon as she tried to lay hold of him, he ran. He jetted. He was gone. With no second thought, no recourse. Didn't get out in the hallway. Maybe I should have stayed there for a minute. Because what he was to his core took over. Who he was to his core took over. Because things, so it's a lot. And that's why I say, in developing and fostering relationships, how long does that take? How long does that take to develop and foster a good relationship?
Long time.
Just about right.
Ain't overnight.
But to even get to that point where you want to be with each other, so in other words, it don't have no time really. But what it does have, what it does need is truth, honesty, truth, and honesty. And the rest, I'm not even talking about, that's right. I'm not even talking about man and woman. I'm talking about period. What's wrong in the world today?
Hallelujah. Yes, sir.
There's very little truth and very little honesty. As I say, everybody's so caught up, and it's a natural fact. I'm not saying that don't play a role, but that's desire. Everybody gets caught up in, oh, what she look like. Ooh, what he look like. Ooh, how much he had. Ooh, this, ooh, that. And that has its place. But even to be caught up in that, because it has its place, but it has its place with the right person that you can knit yourself with. Let these things be divine for us. We are trying, if you're trying to get with somebody in that manner, you are trying to knit yourself, interwove yourself, become one, like Jonathan and David. Then all those other things have their place. Because you can meet the person and they check all the boxes. He look good. He have the money. He this. But he don't connect with you. He don't feed your spirit. She look good. She had the money. She had education. But she just can't put my finger on it. But then you have that person. And I need to show you we need to see some examples. You have that person that will wow your socks off. That's why the scriptures are written like it is. That's why it talks about Father Solomon. Let's go
So it is unconventional, or is it? I said, is it inappropriate for a woman being not committed to just go out and go hang with whoever she wants? That's the first question. Second question, once she's committed to someone, is it permissible for her to go out and just go hang with whoever she wants? Second question, if she's committed to somebody and she just, well, I'm about to go out and I'm about to go hang and chill with such and such. And that, but on the flip side, again, man sets the precedent. Is it okay for a man to say, I'm about to go chill with such and such? You don't have to accept it because I'm a man and I set precedent in the household.
Good. Well,
Because that's what the Almighty said.
well, good. Because it's thinking like that. It's thinking like that where you'll be what I used to call a king without a kingdom.
All right.
You sit on the throne and you rule your throne, but you ain't gonna say that you ruling over. When you look around to your right, to your left, you're gonna be all alone. Now I got that from a movie. At the end of the movie, I got it from a movie called Conan. He's sitting on the throne and he like this. Because he done conquered everything. And he's sitting on a big throne. But when you look around, you're all by yourself. Because part of leading is not that you have to impose your will on people.
All right. Go ahead, Maureen.
Part of leading is to be able, I'll put it like this. I was told you can't effectively be a good leader until you effectively know what it is to be a good follower. Remember the analogy of the shepherd. Remember what we said. The shepherd is not so far in what? That he can't what? That he can't see behind him. At least the end be taken from him and he don't even know. He's not so far in the back that he can't get to the front. At least the front be broken and be scattered, and now he got to go and chase. So where does he effectively, in order to lead his flock, where does he effectively put himself? He put himself in the midst of his flock. Walk with them to show them guidance, to show them the way. Walking with them, not so far before them, not too far behind them, but in the midst of them.
Hallelujah.
That he can effectively guide and lead and teach. As the husband, as the man, we read this and it's been mistaught that you're supposed to be earned. But your duty is to be not too far ahead of your family, namely your wife, not to be so far behind her, but to put yourself in the midst. This is what's called connecting. This is what you find out. This is what you're trying to find out.
Hallelujah.
What is she really all about? That I can know if I can even lead her in the first place. Because maybe she, for me and my spirit, she's not the kind that I can lead. That's why Father Abraham told his servant, you go back, find my son a wife, but you look for a certain woman.
All right.
Not just that she's trying to follow, but a certain kind of woman that I know will follow the way and be the way he is.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Because I know what I have raised him and how he is. What kind of house he came up in. These are the dynamics. What he saw his mother. Because believe it or not, this is a little truth. Every young man is looking a little bit for his mama in his meat.
Yes, sir.
Because that's who he
Yes,
came
sir.
up with.
Yes, sir.
Or should be.
Should be.
Should be. If he was.
Hallelujah.
Why you think Proverbs is written like, why you think she's telling him that? She's my son and the son of my vows. The son that I raised.
All right.
I'm not telling you to go out here and find all these. I'm telling you to find something the way you've been raised in your house. She ain't got to be exactly like me, but boy, you better get a little bit close to me. Because this is what you used to. As well as a young lady and the father. I don't want every Tom, Dick, and Harry. I want a little guy that when I see him, I say, that cat reminds me a little bit of me. I think something's gonna be all right.
All right.
I think she gonna make it. He got just, he don't have to be me, but he got just enough of me that I ain't gotta go over there and wrap up his head.
You know.
And my baby don't have to be totally, because I want them to have their own relationship, but I want to see just enough of him in me because that's who she has grown up with. See, a lot of people spurn it, but this was the beauty of letting your elders and your parents or a soul in the mate you bring to them.
Right.
And not you just try to do it on your own. Let them see what your eye, blinded with so-called love, can't see. And your ears, blinded with so-called love, can't hear.
All right.
Because that's what they sitting there for.
Hallelujah.
No. Bring the next one in. No. No. But I really love this one. You do? No. Because you fulfill your duty. You don't want her to leave you for something inferior. You want her to leave you for something that's maintained or even better.
Hallelujah.
And you know you need to help them. See, I can't speak to this. We're going to get the scriptures, but I got to speak to this. This is why we're missing. It's all these disconnects. See, because really, as a husband, you're not running the show. The scriptures say Yah sets the solidarity in the family.
All right.
So you're supposed to take our keys from the Almighty anyway. We're supposed to be in prayer to the Almighty anyway. How do I run this? Like Solomon did when he even received the kingdom. He said that was his prayer. He said, show me how to govern this nation of people. Moses said, show me how to lead this nation of people. Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Everything is flesh. Everything is flesh. But it's spirit. It's spirit. And when you're out there and you're seeking, you got to seek spirit. You got to want to know the spirit. That's why I say you must first calm your spirit and get a hold of your spirit and subdue your spirit. so that you can be able to navigate and see the other things. Because I'm going to let you in on a little secret. That's why you want to make it spiritual. Because if you, as a man, are easily swept away by the physicality of a woman, and as a woman swept away by the physicality of a man, if that's all that it took to win you over, then yes, there's going to be some jealousy. Yes, there's going to be some jealousy. Because you know what the mind going to say? You know what the mind going to say? If that's what was easily able to sway you, you know what the mind going to say? Well, if it's all that it took for me to win him, then that's all it'll take for anybody else to win. If that's all I had to do to get him, then he easily gonna be persuaded. He can easily be persuaded by anybody else. See, Luther Vandross wrote a song. He said, "Give me a reason. Give me a reason." Well, he's saying, "Give me a good reason. Give me a good reason to want you back." I mean, it had to have some substance to it.
All right.
Can't be because we roll around for 5 minutes, sweating.
All right.
The relation has to have some substance.
Yes, sir.
We talked about last week. You're going to find out it can't, and that's what I'm saying, it has its place, but it can't even be all about money. We have to start instituting and develop relationship, fostering relationship where they are on a deeper level than what they own today. Go to the book of Genesis.
Genesis.
Second chapter.
Chapter 2. Hallelujah.
2. Repeat that for him. 2.
Genesis chapter 2.
Mm-hmm. In traditional scriptures, it'll probably be around the 21st verse.
Hallelujah.
Start reading.
And Yahweh caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam.
First of all, let's go up. Let's go up. Let's go up to 18.
Hallelujah. And Yahweh said, "It is not good that the man should be alone."
Y'all said it is not good for man to be alone. But don't think that his intention was just man. Because like I said, surely if it was not good for man to be alone, and he took woman from man, it's not good for woman to be alone. It's not good for nobody to be alone. Nobody want to be lonely. Huh? And raise your hand if you do. Who desire to be lonely? Nobody. Even they got the natural sense to want to be loved. Leave them lonely for just a few minutes. And what they do? Huh?
Yeah.
Somebody come to get me. Ah, ah, ah. I know. Done half for them. They be asleep. Soon I'll take them, put them in the crib, turn around. Before I even get out of the room good. Ah, ah. I said, all right. Go in, pick them up. I said, no, we ain't playing these games. You're going to lay down right here. We ain't doing this. We ain't doing this. But they let me know that they don't want to be lonely. Because they bust right, as soon as I put them right there, you just going to cry. I'm in the other room, you just going to cry. But that's a natural desire. They do not want to be lonely. And to be left alone is a feeling of being lonely. So the Creator, when he said it is not good for man, that meant mankind. It is not good for him to be alone.
I will make him a helpmeet for him.
In this case, Adam was the first one there, so that's why he's speaking in this person. He needs a helpmate. Go ahead.
And out of the ground, Yahweh Elohim formed every beast of the field, every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam.
And let me go back to that. I will make him a helpmate. And it says suitable for him. Not just a help, but a helpmate suitable for him.
For him.
So also as we going down this road, you're trying to find somebody again that can come into your life and enhance your life.
Hallelujah.
Enhance your life. Not suck the life out of you. You marry somebody, you find you married a vampire, they just suck and drain life out of you. Everybody there, you just life just being drained out of it. You get weaker and weaker. No, you need somebody that when they always come around, you just and I ain't talking y'all brothers, I ain't talking about just there. I'm talking about when they come around, you just
lighten up.
Smiling, Jesus, what's wrong with him?
Hallelujah.
He's slow now, he just happy. Call him on the phone, he just smiling. No reason. Hey, I smiling all over. Who you talking to? And then my way on the he just happy.
Hallelujah.
Call you on the phone and you looking at it talking about that. Oh, that's her. Well, you know I'm busy. Don't call me at that time. You ain't busy at all. That's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad. Not just a helpmate to make you money, and then a helpmate to help you grow. When you put this together, it's supposed to cause growth. I help you, you help me. We help each other. And we're not distant from one another. We develop a relationship where we can help one another. I can be honest enough with you to tell you your faults, just as well tell you your good qualities. And you can be honest enough to tell me mine and tell me my good qualities. And I not walk away from you and be like, don't you try to correct me and all this old kind of crazy stuff.
All right.
Because the opinion of your mate should hold weight.
Hallelujah.
It should hold weight.
Yeah.
As y'all were telling me a movie, but there's another movie. She said to her king, she said, there's only one opinion that should matter to you. Because he disturbed about something. She said, there's only one opinion that should matter to you. And she said, that's mine.
Hallelujah.
He said, you as wise of a queen as you are. He said, I wouldn't want to be your enemy. He said, because all these other opinions out here, that shouldn't even matter to you. And we're not even talking about it as a friend. We're talking about I've seen some people ask they mate something and then go to a complete stranger. What the dickens is this? Right. Honey, what you think? Well, I think we should do. Oh, okay. What do you think? Do you know him? No, I don't even know him. I think he right. What the? Do you think he right?
Okay. There you go.
Hey, fella. Take it.
Yes, sir.
That can cause. I'm saying that because that can cause tension.
Yes, sir.
Tension. Because as he getting ready to read here, even sometimes the opinion of your mate should hold weight. Even sometimes going to your, like I said, we want them involved, but going to your mother and father, sometimes you still have to go and lean on your mate. Because maybe moms is feeling a certain way about it anyway. I never really was a boy. Because mom still want her little boy. And mom still want to be mom. She still want to tell you, even though you're 50 years old, she still want to raise you.
All right.
But you got to be the husband now. And you got a house. And you know what's in the house. And your mate know what's in the house. The dynamics of things have changed. So mom's opinion, yes, we get it, but we still have to lean on what we both know is going on because we here. They not here. We in the midst of it. Come on.
Hallelujah. Genesis 2:18. Elohim said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him. And out of the ground, Yahweh Elohim formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof.
And none of them did he call his helpmate.
All right.
None of them did he call Ishak. None of them did he label and give them a name suitable to show companionship with him. I don't care how loyal that dog is. Huh? The Gentile lady said, you love your dog, don't you? I said, yeah. She said, I let mine sleep with me. I said, good for you. I said, he jump up in this bed. He jump up in this bed. He got to get a taste of something then. His place is on that floor. That's as close as he get to me. At the bed, on the floor. And that's what he was known to do. He lay it down right. You had to lay it down right there. Ain't none of that, nah. I mean, y'all let both my sleep. I said, I ain't even gonna, we ain't going no further with this conversation then.
3 in the bed.
None of these he brought did he name and make them a helpmate.
And Adam gave names to all the cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam, there was not found a helpmate for him.
Because I can tell you that's why it's not good for man to be alone. We say it's joking, but it's not good. Like I tell it all the time. And my elder, he was here, he was second. You have people in this society and in the perverseness of this world, you have had people go to the courts and sue so that they could marry their beasts. Years ago, it's been about 10 years now, I think, that man went to court and sued and won the right so he could marry his dog. And as soon as he married his dog. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And Yahweh Elohim caused the deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs.
And now Cause, and I have to. Because the Almighty said, learn not the ways of the heathens.
Hallelujah.
And the Creator also told children of Israel in antiquity, don't do as the Egyptians do, where you leave, and don't do as the Canaanites do, where you go. Well, that's knowledge and wisdom, even when we would be years down the road. Don't do as you see, like the saying they have to say, when in Rome, do as the wrong. That's false. That's crazy.
All right.
When in Rome, you better not do as the Romans do. That's what you better say. It's an old European custom for men before matrimony to engage in intercourse with farm animals.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I said when I found it out. Yeah. With sheep, goats. Huh? With sheep and goats. Yeah.
They doing it in Seattle.
Yeah. You hear that goat in there? Ah! He ain't milking it.
Go vegan.
This is the kind of perverseness. This is the kind of perverseness that prevaileth. This is the kind of perverseness that's permeated throughout society today.
Yes, sir.
But none of these things was a suitable helpmate for man. No beast, not even an ape.
All right.
Even though they're gonna give you the thing that he shared 99 or 98% of the gene, not even an ape.
All right.
But I want to see somebody jump in the ape pit with an ape and try to get intimate. You'll be dragging him out to what's left of him. So the Almighty had to do what?
And the rib, and Yahweh caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam,
Put him
and
in
he slept.
deep sleep so that he slept.
And he took one of his ribs
Mm-hmm.
and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which Yahweh Elohim had taken from man made he woman and brought her unto the man.
Meaning the anatomy is going to even be similar except for in one way. The anatomy of man and woman is different except for in one way. Go ahead.
And Adam said, this is now bone of my bone.
And so this woman that is brought to me, this creation that brought to me, this has now been bone of my bone.
And flesh of my flesh.
It's flesh of my flesh.
She shall be called woman.
Abiish.
Because she was taken out of man.
Because she was taken. Because she was taken out or from me.
Hallelujah.
Because years ago, I had a conversation with a brother. I said, see, you're speaking from a Western mind. He's talking about, I don't have no feminine qualities. I said, why don't you? See, to have feminine qualities, that don't mean that you homosexual. You just let your mind be perverted. Why don't you have feminine? If the woman was taken from you, where do you think she received her essence from?
All right. Man.
If she bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh, in your bone, let's just take it on the medical, in your bone is called something that's called marrow,
Right.
which is life-giving essence. Where do you think she received her qualities from? Where do you think she can be soft on one hand, but she can be strong on the other hand?
All right.
How you think she got that ability?
All right.
Same way you had that ability to be soft on one hand and to be strong when needed on the other hand.
Hallelujah.
Simpleton. Because some little perverted mind want to tell you, hey, you say you're feminine, that means you're fat. No, it don't. And when it come out, men don't cry, real men. Says who? David cried all over the place. We got a whole book.
Thank you.
But I tell you what, catch him on that day. The only one gonna be crying is you. When he bust that skull to the white meat,
All right.
we gonna see who crying. So you won't. I'm saying that because, again, Brother Michael, you done did it today.
Hallelujah.
In fostering relationships, you often hear women see some things. It's your knowledge, it's your wisdom, it's your understanding that's gonna help you along. Because if she had that man to talk to, you had that woman that you can talk to and relate to and connect, and y'all really have connected, then there ain't a lot of room for nobody else in the picture anyway.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
So we do a lot of talking.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
You know what
sir.
the old songs you say? We do a lot of talking.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Well, last night we cried together.
All right.
So we cried and we talked and we cried and we talked. When you able to talk, you want to talk about girl things? Inform us. Get in touch with your that side and talk to her.
That's right. To a dance with a little.
Yes, honey. Get a little yes, honey. Come on. What? Yes. You feel like that? Get in touch with her. That sets her on cloud. Oh, he in touch with me. All the girlfriends see the envy of him. They like, oh, he got a brother. Not making light. What do you think Father Solomon was doing? He got in touch with the Queen of Sheba on everything. It says she came and questioned him with everything in her heart, and it wasn't nothing he couldn't answer. Wasn't no topic as a man, he could not deal with her. And being that kind of man, it said he left the woman lifeless. At a certain point, she just fainted. Because everything about it. Wasn't nothing about, well, I can't get with you on that because, well, that's out of touch with me. He just studied. That's why he said, I had put my position to know wisdom, knowledge, and under everything. And it wasn't that he was trying to woo her over. It's just that he could relate. He was relatable. Even to strangers. Now, definitely, if you're trying to bring somebody into your life, you should be relatable. You can't be distant. She should be called woman because she was taken from me. So I know what she feels when she hurt. Because I know what it is to hurt. Hey, men trying to play all this old macho misogynistic stuff. and they softer than marshmallows.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
21, he said, therefore, he says, 24, therefore shall man what?
Leave his father
And his what?
mother
And do what?
cleave unto his wife.
And what?
They shall be one flesh.
Now that's the narrative as it's written. So shall I leave my father and my mother and cleave unto the wife of my youth, that we be one flesh. But so should she leave father and mother,
Yes,
because
sir.
that's what she does, cleave to me,
Yes,
and we
sir.
become one flesh.
Yes, sir.
Because if I'm the only one cleaving and you trying to break away, that's one side.
All right.
We need to hold on together. See, again, gonna make the crooked thing straight. Not just for me to cleave to you, it's for us to cleave to one another once we find one another. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
And they both knew they were what?
And they both knew they were naked.
And they were both, no, they didn't know.
No.
They both were
And
naked.
they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed.
And they were not ashamed. They was in unison. Same level. Same level. Walking together. Discovering together. We're going to discover this. We're going to discover it together. If this is going to come into our life, it's going to come into our life together. We're going to experience the joy together, the pain together. We're going to walk through this together. If this is what we choose to do. And in that, you have to find out things. Because like I said, that might not be just because he check off some things. You got to really get there. Let's go to Genesis.
Yes, sir.
Let's go to Genesis 29.
Hallelujah.
Like I said, I'm teaching this for the next generation.
All right.
Or for the ear that will hear and the eyes that will see.
Hallelujah. Genesis chapter 29.
And what I said, them that in the course of Yahshua flourish even in their old age. Ain't no set time to, my clock is ticking. Ain't no set time. Better let your clock tick than to make a lifetime of mistakes. Might not find Mr. or Mrs. right till you're about 100 years old.
All right.
And even if you live 101, at least you spent a whole year in bliss.
Hallelujah.
You can go out with a bang. That 1 year it'll seem like 100.
All right.
If done the right way. You live 100 years in utter disgrace and turmoil, wishing every day it was you. Nah. Tell my boy, ain't no rush.
That's right. No rush.
Ain't no rush. So number one, can we talk?
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Oh, y'all ain't with me.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Moran.
Number one, you better find and know yourself.
Yes, hallelujah. First off.
So many people don't know themselves. And you want somebody else to know you. That's how I start. I'm an open book.
Hallelujah.
Look, girl, I don't like to get up till last minute. Look, I said I'm over laid out there. And you got them finding out stuff on the fly. Oh, I didn't know that about you. Didn't know that about you either. Now everything, now things change. Because all this facade. $29,
Yes, sir.
verse 20.
Hallelujah. Genesis chapter 29,
One simple verse.
verse 20. And Jacob and Yaakov served 7 years for Rachel.
How many years?
7.
Now, see, this is why I said we're going to be honest, right? We're going to be honest?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
We're going to be honest?
Yes, sir.
Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Brothers, how many of y'all served 7 years for a woman? All right, we got some honesty today. We get somewhere. Because y'all know y'all ain't. Because I'll tell you right now.
No.
7 years?
Did 14. True. Did 14.
7 years? I got 7 years. And see, that's why the honesty is creeping out. To come on back, they just smiling like, yeah, I ain't raised my hand. But boy, he talking to the stars right there. But it said he served how long?
7 years for Rachel.
But these 7 years seem what?
Unto him but a few days.
Just a few days.
For the love he had to her.
For the love he had to her. Now, we know this love wasn't physical. We know it wasn't just based on material, because he's still working. He's still doing things. He's not Big Daddy yet. What kind of love have they found? They found the love that is necessary to cultivate a relationship. They found that deeper love.
Right for the other. Barcelona. Maybe Steve.
They found that transcendent. That transcendent love. They found out what it is to love in the first place. Most people are just throwing words out there. Like I said the other week when we taught on wicked, just throwing words and don't even know what the word really is meaning or defining. They're just throwing words out there. They found something that most people don't find. And that's why them 7 years turned out to be, to him, as he looked back, this ain't been nothing but like a few days. Because I love just having her around me. I love just the notion of knowing she would be there. I love just the notion of knowing after Yah and after the sunrise, she is just a part of my life. I love her eyes. I love her smile. I love the way she walks, the way she carries herself. I love the way I see her when she's talking to other people. The admiration. The thing where he's standing afar and he's looking and he's smiling and he's like, boy, And she vice versa. And it's natural because he's not doing it to put on no show to try to move. It's just the way he carrying himself. And she looking at, man, look at Cat. Look at him. I remember before I got married, I went downtown. I got a younger brother. My mother had got him, and she taken care of him. And little when we got him. And I'll never forget, I went downtown. He was baby. And I'm down on the square playing with him, and women just came. It was lunchtime. They just running, because I'm playing with, and they saw, and it wasn't, I'm not down there trying to get, no, I'm just down there playing like a father and the son. He's not my son, but they thought he was. And that was endearing to them because they were looking and saying, man, because this is what's in nature. You snatching him up and hitting him all upside, they're going to be looking like, oh. But when they see you playing, they say, man, that's good nurture. That's good loving material. There's things you look for. And you don't even let them know you're looking. But this is what they had found. They were tapping into the nature, the natural essence that have escaped us. We bombarded with all other kinds of stuff on how we determine to choose a mate. I know this ain't popular. Here they come. See, questions coming out all kind of places. But if we know we somewhere where it's failing, then apparently we got to get a new mindset or a new approach on what we're doing. There needs to be something that we ain't heard before. Oh my goodness.
The internet?
We gonna work.
Woo, today, brother.
Yeah, buddy. That one, the sister says she got a curveball. I just got my curveball. Couple of them. I got to be careful at this one because it might strike out, boy.
Take your time.
Woo.
Take your time.
Oh, believe.
Good topic, though.
Yes, it is. In all seriousness, it is. But because it's essential.
Yeah.
It's essential. And since I introduced these two, yes, ma'am, I had a hand up. So I want to receive that. There's so many tentacles to this that
Yeah.
I just had a question. What is the job of helping? Great be male or female.
Hallelujah. Well, as I said earlier, the job of a helpmate is to do exactly that. Help. But it's not just help it's not just to help in making money. It's not just to help in doing chores around the house. It's not just to help in anything that is materialistic or that kind of way. The job of a helpmate from a man is to help that woman that he had found continue to grow. The job of that woman is to help that man that she had found continue to grow. Because like I said, we are not finished when we get one another, we are not finished projects. We are not the final project. We're not come off the assembly and we done. When we get one another, there is much growth. There is much growth. A third time, there is much growth. Some more than others, but there is much room for growth. The minute you get somebody and they think they don't have to grow, that relationship is going to suffer. That's another way, like I said, that's another way of being truthful and honest with each other and being in the right relationship with the right person that you can receive when they're trying to help you. Not reject it. Baby, I'm only trying to help you. I'm only telling you to do this because this is going to only make you better. This is only going to make us better. And you fight against that, you fighting against us. And we supposed to be together against us. And her vice versa. I'm only trying to tell, if you only trying to warn her and head him off, I don't need you to do X, Y, and Z. I need you to do some of A, B, and C. To help you.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, I'm talking about relationship, period. If Moses would have rejected what Jethro told him when he said, man, why do you sit here judging these people day and night all by yourself? You continue to do that, you're going to surely perish. They're going to keep going. You're going to be dead. He told him that because out of a relationship he had with him, the concern he had for him, the ability to want to see him strive and thrive in the position he was in, because he knew if he was doing it like that, it would break him.
Yes, sir.
It would be a detriment to him. And he listened.
Hallelujah.
He wasn't hard-headed. He listened. He considered and he listened. And then even the Creator came in and verified it and said, listen to that man. He's telling you right.
Hallelujah.
Get you some help. And this how we going to do it. This the structure in which we going to do it. That's why I said you have to be able to listen. Have to be able to follow it sometimes as a good leader. I have to divest myself and take heed to wise counsel. Not just, damn it, it's our way, my way, or the highway with everybody. I even listen to my children.
All right. Hallelujah.
I say the same. I mean, trivial thing maybe in somebody, but it's giving them that kind. I said, man, which one is better? This and Pops. This one. I listen. I go out. Bam. I'm like, boy, that boy was on point. Look at him. Because I have to divest sometimes. But it reciprocates. So now when I tell him, you have to divest. See, we working together. And when we work together, we so much better.
Hallelujah.
I think I need to call my man, try to get them in copyright or something. Maybe it's late. Somebody probably doesn't already have it. I'm late on the job. When we work together, we're so much better.
It's a good feeling.
Huh? We work together, drive down the field, we scored a touchdown. That's why everybody jump up in the huddle together and hug together and you embrace it. That's why you see them, they be hugging it. There's everybody. Hug the kicker. Hug the custodian. They run the locker room, hug the man and wipe down the check because everybody worked together to accomplish this.
Hallelujah.
So everybody get to enjoy some of this. Again, it's fostering relationships. Fostering relationships so you can know one another. These are real things.
Bye.
The jealousy is real. Insecurities is real. And that's from a husband standpoint, that's part of my job to try to take away your insecurity. So I might have to do things. Like I said, if I have a certain thing, like I'm training somebody, and maybe my wife gets uncomfortable, well then I might, for the sake of it, I might have to pull back a little bit and say, yes, I would like to, but it make her real uncomfortable. Now I got to fight the front. That's why are you uncomfortable? See, this is where we have a relationship. Let me know why you uncomfortable.
Hallelujah.
Be honest with me. And put that, and if you can, slay that demon. And sometimes you just can't. And see, there in where we turn this, that's the difference, brother, with the Almighty and us. Creator said because I hear that a lot, and it is in us. But the difference of the Almighty versus us, being men, is the Creator, when he said he is jealous, but his jealousy is always stemmed out of facts. His jealousy is always based out of facts. That he knows that we have shared him with somebody else. He don't have to guess. He's not wondering. That's the difference between him and when I get jealous. My jealousy might just be because of something that I have that I'm hanging on to. That I'm reading into something. And I'm making something there that is not there. Go to Numbers. See, Almighty ain't making something into something that ain't there. When he say I'm jealous because there's something there. Where there's smoke with him, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm jealous because I know you have another God in your heart. That's why I'm jealous. I'm for sure that you went astray. That's why I'm telling you I'm jealous. And my jealousy is a consuming fire. Because it's built out of what I know to be true. But you might not know it to be true. Again, finding out about people. It might be, like you said, an insecurity of that person. Numbers 5th chapter.
Hallelujah.
Start at verse 11.
Numbers chapter 5, verse 11. And Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man's wife go aside and commit a trespass against him.
And it starts out with that little bitty word, but with great meaning. If. Meaning we're not sure. But if any man's wife is gone aside
and commit a trespass against him.
And commit a trespass against him.
And a man lies with her carnally,
Uh-huh.
and it be hid from the eyes of her husband,
This might have taken place, and it's hid from his eyes.
and be kept closed, and she be defiled, and there be no witness against her,
Mm-hmm.
neither she be taken with the man.
They good now. Nobody can see them. Huh?
And the
They
spirit
don't have. They didn't have to show cheaters. Nobody can see them. And she sure ain't coming home and tell nobody. And what I said, she ain't taking with the man. She ain't coming home and confess to him. You know, me and Bobby, we went around the way, you know, a couple nights. No, she ain't doing that.
and the spirit of jealousy come upon him.
So what comes upon him, having been in tune with his mate, see, because that's another thing. How in tune? How in tune? I can tell something ain't right. I can tell something ain't right in the spirit. Something ain't, when I touch you,
Yeah.
and not touching, when I just touch, it ain't right. Your reaction ain't the same. When I talk to you, your reaction to me ain't the same. We just, the vibe just ain't right. But there's something. Your body here with me, but your mind
On the other side.
Oh, yeah.
on the other side of town.
Other side.
My bed is cold. I go throw my hand out and I'm feeling air.
All right.
And you ain't there.
Oh, yeah.
You wearing a scent. It's just things. Little things
Yeah.
that I've been in tune because I've been tuned. I kid you not, I don't want to, and then I kid you not, I know a man, he said he was so in tune with his wife that he used to could feel when she would be ready to have her time of the month. He could feel it. He could tell her, hey, baby, I think it's about to happen. And she'd be running, nah. He knew it before she did. Now that is something that's you have to yeah. Huh? Huh? So what if he can do that and detect that, what you think he can feel if there's been some indiscretion?
All right.
But y'all might say there's been some and she's not taking with it, there ain't no witnesses. Go ahead.
And the spirit of jealousy come upon him.
So now the spirit of jealousy is on him.
And he be jealous
And
of his wife.
And he's jealous because that's supposed to be his and his only.
And she be defiled. Or in the spirit of jealousy come upon him.
And see, that's why I said if a person have a good friend as a male, and that female friend of his marries somebody, now I, as a male good friend, am going to be real circumspect. Because I've seen men hug other men's wives, and I've seen the husband step back, like I said. See, a lot of things are done when people ain't paying attention. And he's looking, and he's stepping back, and he's looking. And he's looking like, and even if his shoulder, see, it's being in tune with everything.
Yes, sir.
Because even if his shoulder, he's stepping back, and he's looking like, yeah, but my wife, when she hug him,
Yeah.
she kind of got a bigger smile on her face than what she did when she hugged me. He perceived, even if he perceiving these things, I've seen it.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I said I have to put barriers up now change the dynamics of the relationship, even myself. Girl, you married. And I think your man probably would take a little exception, you know. So from here on out, when I see, just stick your hand out and I'll shake it. Or whatever. But how we was able to interact, we can't do that no more.
Right.
He all right with it. That's what you think. And that's what you want to believe. But I'm telling you, I caught him when I was interacting with you. And I seen the look on his face. And it didn't look too accepting of it. I know what kind of cat you with. See, let me tell you something, a lot of women have been abused for that very nature.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Because it's not no indiscretion, but the cat they with is part of him. So just to see her interact with him, that insecurity.
Yeah.
What you doing with? Oh, that's how you smiling at him.
Yeah, he real laughing when he around, you know. All teeth. Everything he say funny.
You see? I'm saying it to be serious. These are things you have to find out if he like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Not only he is she like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
She throwing all up in your face, because then that's the argument. She throwing all up in your face. You like, what is this? You driving down, I saw her throw it all up in your, what?
He bringing you something to drink every time. She bringing you something.
You like that, don't you? You like, what is it? Where does this come from?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all want me? We going to break. We going to break.
No, I was just gonna say sometimes it's not insecurity, it's just respect. That's not been mentioned here.
Yeah, and like I said, there's many tentacles. There's many tentacles to it. That's why I said you have to know. You have to know. You have to know your mate. Because it is insecurity, but sometimes it's many tentacles. It's many tentacles, and that's why I say it's knowing. Ultimately, it boils down with knowing who you are with. And if it's insecurity or if it's respect, because these are barriers, these are things you have developed inside of your relationship. If I'm already with her and we talk about it and I know this offends her, why offend her?
Exactly.
Whether it's insecurity or not, why offend her?
Exactly.
If I know she's not comfortable with me touching other women or hugging other women, why hug them? Exactly. If I know he is not comfortable in that, why do it? This is something I should have known about him in the midst of our relationship.
Yes, sir. Hallelujah.
Well, I'm about to give y'all something to talk about me doing lunch. Because that ain't necessarily the case, because y'all can all land right down the east, and you can run up to somebody. Oh, man, I heard about you, my friend told me, and you run up to somebody's wife and hug them in the east. We're talking about where we came from.
But the only way you will do that is because you have not fostered a relationship, so you do not know the barriers, you do not know what is acceptable and what is not acceptable. And I'm going to give you what is acceptable and what's not acceptable, because there's also things called perception.
True, but you said foster relationship.
We're gonna, and I stand by that. Fostering a relationship, you're gonna find out what is acceptable and what is not acceptable.
Well, protocol doesn't mean insecure. That's all I was saying. On that, it doesn't
There can be, I said there can be insecurity, because that cannot be denied that sometimes people are insecure. Yes. Now we all have to acknowledge that there cannot be the misacknowledgement that there can be insecurity in a relationship.
Yes.
Would y'all say that?
I'm just saying it's not.
Would you say that? Even scriptures show us that there can be insecurity in a relationship.
Yeah.
We speak of Micah and David.
Right.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
She said, what? Why is the king flaunting himself in all in front of all these women, and his intention was something totally different.
Because he should have been
Totally different. Well, we could, if one could say he shouldn't have been doing it, then I'll leave it at this. If one could say he shouldn't have been doing it, then I want to see the Almighty condemn him for it. Because he said, I was dancing before the Almighty.
Hallelujah.
That's who I was as a child, behaving myself before the Almighty. And Yahweh never came to him and said, you know what? I don't think that was for you to do. He was in the bliss of dancing before the Almighty, and she took the situation and turned it into something completely different. And as a result, you see his reaction to her because it offended him that she would think of him in that light. And he said, I tell you what, if you think this is what I need to do to get women, then don't worry about me getting women. You'll live your life out as if you was a widow. Because I'll never have that kind of relationship with you again. Because he said, that ain't what I need to do. If I'm fully clothed, walking in all my robes and garments down the streets of Jerusalem, women will flock to me. You thinking about the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Her mind was the wrong. She saw the wrong thing. And it was kind of accusatory to him. And he took great exception. Because we know Yah, when he saw something wrong in David, even in David, we know he condemned him for it. He never condemned him for dancing in the street. But if the spirit of jealousy be what?
If the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled, or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled, then shall the man bring his wife unto the priest, and he shall bring her offering for her, the 10th part of an ephah of barley meal. He shall pour no oil upon it, nor put frankincense thereon, for it is an offering of jealousy, an offering of memorial, bringing iniquity to remembrance.
It'll bring out the fact whether if she have or if she have not. And that's what this law is for, to establish the case of if she have or if she have not, because he is not sure. And as I go back, so that's what the difference is. As we go back, the Almighty is always sure. That's why his jealousy is different from our jealousy. Because his is always factual. His is always proven and based on the fact that he knows we have went astray from him. Here, this is to prove whether or not one has been in indiscretion. Because she could have been, or maybe it's just something that he feeling. And it wasn't. But this right here will prove if she was. And if she was, it'll take its toll on her. If she wasn't, that's a whole nother discussion that they got to get beyond. Now, speaking to, like I said, what's perception? Because these are many tentacles as we're dealing with this. What perception? And that's why I say you have to know. Because I'm in agreement. When you go places, not even going to the east, that's anywhere. When you go anywhere, you have to know. I leave here and I go to a congregation. I go to a congregation in New York. I gotta know how they acclimate themselves in New York. Because it's different. It's different. And I am not essentially to go and impose my will on them. Being a visitor, it's me to find out, okay, how they operate. Okay, we like to do things down here like this, but they like to do things up there like that. unless I come there, it's like going to somebody's home. You don't go to nobody's home and then you walk in and you just start calling shots. You go in their home and you find out how they do things in their home. And then if they give you permission to implement something that you do, then you do it. But if they don't give you permission, you acclimate yourself to how they do things in their home. If they say everybody in here by 10 o'clock, you better be in there by 10 o'clock. Unless they tell you that's everybody except for you. That's my job to figure out what's going on around here. But it's having knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and being observant of it, and like I said, fostering relationships. Let's go to the book of Esther. You see, because like I said, sometimes there's nothing. There's nothing, but you can't tell a person that there ain't nothing. They believe what they eyes see. That's what they believe. Go to Esther.
Yes, sir.
Let me show you. I want to say you better realize what you're dealing with. I agree with you. If you do go on them, you better realize what you're dealing with.
I be practicing in Europe, but it's culture in the East.
Cause they be like, man, don't you know you don't do that?
No, they be
Chapter 1.
That's why they study. That's why they study before they go over there. Diplomats study before they go over there. It was a big thing with well, it wasn't a big thing, but they just brought it out. They were talking about Trump when he went on his trip to England. Because he did something with the Queen. Touched her or put his hand and touched her or something.
Yeah.
And this is not what you do.
He don't want to bow.
This is not what you do. And they were like, man, this cat don't have no diplomacy about him because he don't. He don't. And then they talk about Beyonce and Jay-Z and how they embrace, because you're not supposed to hug a royal as a common unless that royal hug you. You're not to reach out and hug them. If they reach out and hug you, this is what you know. So this is what you have to acclimate yourself to different things. Over here, what you mean? Don't hug.
Yeah, because they understand.
But look at seeing things. Look at what it can do. Chapter 7 of Esther.
Hallelujah.
So this is why you have to always be mindful of even yourself and your own conduct.
Esther chapter 7, verse 1. So the king.
I'm sorry.
Hallelujah.
Esther chapter 7. Sorry, verse 6.
Hallelujah. And Esther said, the adversary. And Esther said, the adversary, an enemy, is this wicked Haman.
She's talking to Ahasuerus, the king. She said, the adversary and the enemy I'm speaking of is this wicked Haman.
And Haman was afraid before the king and the queen.
And he was afraid. They all three of them there. He was afraid before the king and the queen.
And the king, arising from the banquet of wine in his wrath, went into the palace garden.
And what she had told him, it made him so mad that he got up and he walked out the room and he went to the palace garden. He was mad. He was infuriated.
And Haman stood up to make request for his life to Esther the queen.
And the gig is up. So he stood up trying to beg and plead for his life to Esther.
For he saw that there was evil determined against him by the king.
Mm-hmm.
Then the king returned out of the palace garden
Now watch
into
this.
the place of the banquet of wine.
Now watch this. Because what did Haman do? What was Haman trying to do?
Kill the children of Israel.
No, not right here.
Oh.
Well,
He's begging for his
he's
life.
begging for his life, right?
Yes, sir.
That's all he doing, right?
Yes, sir.
He's begging for his life. Keep going. But when the king returned, what did the king see?
And Haman was falling upon the bed where Esther was.
Her seat where she was, her lounge chair where she was, he was begging for his life, but he in the state of, and you begging, y'all know begging, don't you?
Uh-huh.
Huh? You know begging, don't you?
Yeah.
So he fell upon her lounge chair.
Then said the king, will he force the queen
Come here,
also
Come here.
before me in the house?
Where's my baby girl? They know what I'm saying. He on the bed like he on a lounge chair like this, and he begging and pleading. Now, the king come through the back into the palace room. He see me like this.
Then the king,
Then said the king, before he could ascertain anything, first thought went through his head, seeing this position that this man is in, her husband, that have no relationship with her, but seeing the position he in, what the first thought in the king's head? Perception.
Will he force the queen also before me?
Is this fool crazy? Is this fool crazy? Before me, will he try to force himself on my wife right in front of me? He too close. He done busted the bonds, the boundary. He is way too close. Is he gonna try to take my wife right in the midst of me? He must be crazy. He must be everything she telling me about him and more. Keep going.
As the word went out of the king's mouth, they covered Haman's face. And Harbonah, one of the chamberlains, said before the king,
as the word went out of his mouth, they came and covered him. In other words, they pulled him off and drug him up out of there.
behold, also the gallows 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king, standing in the house of Haman. Then the king said, hang him thereon.
And he said, well, hang him on it. He was quick. Because when he walked in and saw the position of this man, his thought, his perception was that this man forcing himself upon the queen. And so it sent him into a great fury and enraged. He was already upset with him, but now this just sent him overboard into rage, where he don't even have to come. He said, take him right now, and them gallows, hang him on it, put him to death. Because if anything can send a man over the top, it's to see the sanctity be broken between him, the boundary broken, the line broken between him and his wife. Rage is the jealousy of a man. Like I said, that woman thought she was, it's a story I heard. A woman thought she was safe. She went and this is coming to one of the questions. Woman thought she was safe. She went up to the prison. Penitentiary. Told her boyfriend, said, well, you know why you've been in here? I was lonely. True story. And I got with so-and-so. Said before anybody knew anything, because this was a visitation time. Before anybody knew anything, before anybody could do anything. He grabbed her by her neck, snapped it. Snapped it. Went on Didn't put up a fight when everybody, once everything over, the guards come and get, didn't put up a struggle, didn't put up a fight, put his hand behind his back and said, hey, I'm all right with it. I'm in here anyway for a long time. But she thought she was safe to tell him that she had been cheating on him just because he was in prison. Now, if that's the only news you could come up here and tell me, and I'm there for a long time, she could have just stayed at home and kept that, and she should have just stayed at home. No, don't do it at all. Just stay at home. I've moved on from you. Because where you, that don't change, that didn't change the dynamics. If she came there, he assumed she came there with the dynamics of they still in a relationship. You still mine. For you to come here and tell me that that's what sent him into, whoa, said jump right, cat. I mean, it was swift. And just snapped the neck. Because it's about fostering the relationship. If the relationship was broke, then let it be broke. Don't even go up and sing. Because one of the questions that came off the internet, how do you foster healthy relationships in prison? I guess that's with somebody that's serving time. I would hope. Because you can't foster a healthy relationship with somebody that I hope they're not talking. So I'm assuming this is how do you foster a healthy relationship with somebody that's in prison? Well, I would say what I know from people that are in there. This is a time that one can do that because of the circumstance. Just like with most guys and most population, they say, I haven't been there, and y'all will, I never be there. But they say there's a couple of things that prisoners don't like. And one is pedophiles, men that mess with young children to come in there. And they don't like men that have abused women to come in there. You go in there like that and you got a big target on your back. And generally that's so because, as the old adage says, you never miss a good thing until it's gone. So you never realize how much you lost until it's taken away from you. And it's a lot of times when guys go there that they find out that being a player wasn't always the best thing to try to be. A player from the Himalaya wasn't always the best thing to try to be. I should have been trying to really settle down, especially when they think that they really had a good one. I should have been trying to settle down and treat this woman a little bit better than what I treated her. And so if they serious in their attempts, and this is how you foster a relationship, because if they serious in their attempts of reformation, then even having to drive a long way, yes, and sit down and visit them, their heart is softened. And they're receptive to the things that's essential to develop a good relationship. They're getting them, like I said again, even inside of prison, they're getting themselves together. They're finding themselves. They're letting you know, baby, I'm growing. Even here, I'm doing things. You know, I used to do this, but I ain't trying to do that no more. I'm studying more. I'm working on the bar exam, even in prison. Not that anything. Because when I come out, I I want to be for you what I wasn't, when I was out there before I came in here. And the thing about prisons, they real. So they ain't gonna be running no game on you. If they say this is what they trying to do, because they find out you got to be real. Realism hits you real hard when you get behind there, because it's a real world. It's a big boy world, big girl world. So they ain't pulling too many punches if they serious about reformation. So the foster relationship, again, even in prison, is no different with that person. It's no different than even if they was free. Both have to foster. Both have to work on it. There is boundaries. There is communication. There is what I want to receive and what you want to give from both parties. There is growth. There is growth. If it's about truth, if it's about all the right things. Well, we got a handful a day. About 15, then we're going to break. It says, when you don't have, and this is, again, foster relationship. When you don't have communication and this is on the internet, and make decisions without talking it over, where does that lead you? There's trouble in paradise. There's trouble in paradise. If there's no communication, there's trouble in. Sometimes people want affirmation. They want affirmation, And I can't lie. There's trouble in paradise. There's just simply. I'm not saying it's broke, but it's trouble. There is what they say. We have a failure to communicate. We have problems. And you making decisions without talking it over. And I know we're not talking about decisions like throwing somebody a birthday party or surprising them or something like that. We talking about decisions that have ramifications on the relationship. And like I said, not trivial. Like she went out and bought Jiffy, and you like Peter Pan, peanut butter. We ain't talking about that. Or she cooked chicken and you want to stay. We talking about deep relationship impending problems.
I ran up the credit card.
Could be, but yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. And a lot, but just the first half of a period where we don't have communication.
Yeah, that's it.
And that means that says a lot. That we can't communicate. That really says I'm done.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Without saying so much to hurt somebody's feelings, that's really letting you know I'm done with this.
Yes, sir. Can't talk. Can't walk.
And we make decisions without talking it over. Where does that leave you?
Single.
It leads you to find out. Honestly, it leads you to find out where you want to go with this relationship.
It's a crossroad. It is a crossroad.
That's where it leaves you.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily leave you single because there's many, like I said, everything is different,
Yeah.
but it leads you to find out where you want to go with it. And if it's salvageable. Yeah, that's yeah, that one is yeah, that's bad. Is it okay for a couple to live with a person that one of them had a past relationship?
Didn't even let him get it out.
He like a king, ain't he?
What kind of question?
He like a king, ain't he? Take him on the gallows. Boy, he didn't let me get it out. Can't even get out my mouth. Take it to the gallows.
They not even live with, but
All right, Hazardous.
friendship with.
All right, Hazardous. But this is the question. Oh, well, like we said, there is no dumb questions except the one that you don't ask.
Just repeat the question.
Yes, I am. Is it okay? Yes, please. Is it okay for a couple to live with a person that one of them had a past relationship with?
But notice he didn't say which sex, so the man can have more than one. I'll stay out of line up there. What y'all want to do it.
If
That's the situation.
you want sanity, I would stay as far away from that arrangement as I could. I have seen, and let me say this, I have seen people just live with friends, and the house has gotten too small. The tension, you can cut it with a knife.
Yes, sir.
So I show, and that's friends. I know people, they took a couple into their house, and the house got too small, and the husband and wife started being at each other because they were each holding their tongue and biting their tongue because they both was frustrated at the circumstances in the house, but they didn't want to tell the couple, hey, I think y'all just got to go somewhere and find a place of y'all own and work it out. So they bit their tongue, and now they all that frustration that they wanted to take out really on the couple, they was taking it out on one another. That's even with family members. They come and wear out their welcome. You know, then they start hitting. Your niece been here for, a week now. I thought, about 2 days. That's what I prepared for. So things can unravel. So I definitely wouldn't, yes, I'm gonna say this emphatically. I definitely wouldn't advise nobody to bring nobody into their home and they didn't have a past relationship with them. But I'm talking about it as this is given here. I gotta get up and go to work. And he there. Let me give you a little inkling. It rubs people the wrong way just to be in the presence of somebody that they know you used to date. Let alone stand with them. Just to meet at the store. Huh? Just to meet at the store. You don't tell her, yeah, I used to go with her. I went with her for about 2 years, and you smiling while boy, if she don't slap you in the next week, Or I used to kick it with, yeah, I used to kick it with him. There is no line where you used to be with somebody and you can really make somebody or that person you with comfortable that you used to. Let me start off. There is no line where you used to be with somebody and you all chummy with them, and you with somebody now and you trying to make them be like, no, it's that line really don't exist. It don't exist. Especially not if you got a certain air about you when you talking about them. Because I'm like, huh? Again and again, perception. If I come back in, I'll go to work and I come back in and he's sitting up there telling you sitting up, and let's say nothing even happened. But y'all look like y'all wore out. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You gotta go to bed. Go ahead. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Huh? I'm not trying to be, but y'all, this is real.
Yes, sir.
Let's put it in that, and I go to work and I come back and he's sitting up, you sitting, and y'all look like y'all worn out. Like, wait a minute, don't look right. You get up around the room, he jump up chasing after you. All these kind of things. No. That's no. Huh? That's dangerous ground.
Yes, sir.
Y'all might be having trips down memory lane. I personally wouldn't even entertain that. That's danger. That's fire. That's fire.
Yes, sir. Out of his weightless flow.
And scripture say, who could take fire into his bosom and you not be burned? Again, boundaries, lines, things that you set. Now I will it. That is indiscretion above. I mean, not in, but that is the pathway for that is just not. You got all these things we done read. You got him at his job, thinking things.
Calling, can't answer your phone. I done called 5 times right answer that phone. What y'all doing? Oh, I gotta go home and I got to go home.
No. So if they let her speak to you.
Hallelujah.
Let her tell you. That's not a good setup. Oh. And I'm talking about whether it don't matter which side. If it's his old flame, if it's her old flame, that's not a good setup. Period. Huh? Now I know nations do it. They jump out the shower, they're walking across the room, swinging. He's sitting there and she says, oh, that's just my friend. All right. But I'm telling you, it's not good. It's not wisdom. And I'll back it up with scripture. And he married this woman. I'll back it up with scripture. When it's old flame and it's old flame, then it's got to be old flame. Go to Genesis. We only gonna deal with in the aspect of reading this, should that person be able to stick around? Or should they be there? Go to Genesis. This is the only aspect we're coming out of this from. You got Genesis?
Yes, sir.
Sixteenth chapter.
Genesis chapter 16.
Wait, that first verse.
Hallelujah. Now Sarah, Abram's wife, bare him no children,
Mm-hmm.
and she had a handmaid, an Egyptian, whose name was Hagar. And Sarah said unto Abram, Behold, now Yahweh hath restrained me from bearing. I pray thee, go in unto my maid. It may be that I may obtain children by her. And Abram hearkened to the voice of Sarah. And Sarah, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, after Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. And he went in unto Hagar, and she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress was despised in her eyes.
And that's why I say this scenario is different, but that's why I say look at it overall just based on this question. Because again, we're talking about fostering relationships, and then we're talking about the dynamics of people. Abraham is a righteous man doing the righteous thing. Sarah thought this is the way to achieve what she thought the Almighty wanted for her. And Hagar is in this, but people, after she conceives and does what she's doing, and they do it, she starts changing. And that's another reason why I'm saying, even if I let that person in as a friend, and I say, well, we had a past relationship. What I'm saying to you is that's rocky, because who not to say that somebody down the road don't have a change in the way they see the dynamics of that relationship. If it's another guy saying that, who's to say that he don't try to sit back one day and be like, man, I really shouldn't even let her go. And maybe now where she wasn't even thinking, because she is with you, but he now is hitting on her. And of course, hitting on her, he know how to hit on her. He know what to say to her because he used to what?
Yeah, be with her.
Be with her.
Know what she like.
So he know how to say all the things that you might say to her, and that at this proper time, you might not be saying to her. His view and dynamics is going on. That, hey, they just have me here, let me stay here to help me out. It can change. As hers did. Because once she conceived, she did what? Looked at the whole thing differently to where she what?
was despised in her eyes.
She despised her mistress in her eyes.
And Sarah said unto Abram,
Now and as a result, now there's what? Friction between whom?
Sarah, the rivals.
The rivals.
That's right.
And now, and not only the rivals, now it's going to boil over to who? Over to Abram. Go ahead.
And Sarah said unto Abram, my wrong be upon thee. I have given my handmaid into thy bosom. And when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. And Yahweh judged between me and thee. But Abram said unto Sarah, behold, thy maid is in thy hand. Do to her as it pleases thee. And when Sarah dealt hardly with her, she fled from her face.
Yeah, book, get up out of Dodge. Now, one might argue and say, well, she came back. And she did. But that still didn't work out. Because in the end of it, she still was sent away. Even though she came back, it still didn't work out. Them coexisting still did not work out. And that's what I'm saying. That old flame and you and the new man, that is not going to work out. And it's dangerous chemistry to be playing with. Best even do, try to get him some help or get her some help. But in understanding your mate for the sanctity of your relationship, for the respect of your and the honor of your relationship. Hey, friend, that's cool, but I can't have you here. I can't have you here. It just ain't gonna cut it. It ain't gonna cut it. And I want to teach it because, and it, like when I'm saying, there's things, there's the right way, there's things, there's perception. That's why I say it has a lot of tentacles. There's the way you do things. Like Father Boaz, that was an endearing quality about him because he said to the young lady, he said to his crew, he said, before anybody can think that anything happened to us tonight. See, he cared more, he cared just as much about her as he did himself in preserving what was already opinion of her, which is she was upstanding. He was going to uphold that. And that's why I said, before anybody can even know you was here, you got to get up and you got to get out of here. Protection. So now when she marries him, she knows that's the kind of man that she has. That's the quality of that man that she has. It's just as much you do before you marry that person as going to play a role in the course of that marriage. Oh, this is one of them Sabbath where Joy Raw. Yes, Sister V.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to ask a question about and 5.
16 and 5 of what, please? Genesis?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
And here in the book I'm reading, it says, and Sarai said unto Abram, thou art responsible for this outrageous injury. Well, how is he responsible?
Well, she put it on him because she figured that he did not have to take on Hagar, being the man
He should have.
He should have just disavowed it and not went along with it, and so the inviting that into the home, you know, she kind of like, which he didn't, but she kind of like, you knew this could have been a problem, because that's what we say sometimes when we're mad at each other and things go wrong. You knew this could have been a problem, and you're like, how do I know that this could have been a, you know, when he's coming to the home. So she's saying to him, you know, you're responsible for this, throwing it back on him. I had given, because look at what she said, the colon is there, and she said, I had given you my maid into thy bosom, and when she saw that she had conceived, I was despised in her eyes. And I gave you, you know, the young lady, when she saw that I was, why you ain't check her? You ain't kept everything in check. So she's, you know, then she said, y'all judge between me and thee. But they were bringing the man he was. He said, well, the girl, is she in your hands? You know, do as it pleases thee. Then she went and proceeded on to be the checker. But she started dealing kind of harshly with the young girl, made the young girl get up out of Dodge. But the crust of things is relationships. There has to be some truth, or a lot of truth. There has to be reality. There has to be essential things. And in dealing with the sons of men, I'm going to be absolutely 100 with you. There is no guarantee, because people do change. People do change.
Yes, sir.
But as I tell, it's the adage, you can either grow together or you can grow apart. The goal is always to grow together.
Yeah.
But in some cases, there is growing apart.
Yes, sir, it is.
When you grow apart, you try to correct it, but then there's only so much of that can happen. At a certain point, there is the line of this is not, just ain't working.
Don't work.
It just ain't working. And that leniency, now that don't mean it have to get ugly.
That's right.
Don't mean it have to get ugly. It just this ain't going nowhere. I wish you the best. You know? And I'm gonna move on. You don't have to get all ugly and everything. As I said, y'all judge between me and thee. Because you're also not meant to be with somebody to be with them, just say you with them. And there's torture, destitution, a relationship that's not even a relationship. As that one said, no communication. Well, how y'all even having a relationship? Y'all just coexist.
All right.
I can coexist with my TV if I want that. You want a relationship.
Hallelujah.
In every sense of the
In
word.
every sense of the way. You want something to fulfill, going back, and this is what I mean. You want something to fulfill your spirit.
Hallelujah.
And we all be guided by, to help us with relationships, we all be guided by the Most High, because the criteria is here. Humility, honor. Everything the Almighty is searching for in a person, this is here. Ask yourself, what does he look for in a person to dwell with him? Well, I busted it up. Hey,
Hallelujah.
long faces, boys. I don't know what. Any comment before we let y'all get to that food? Cheer y'all up. I sure ain't did. I won't sing that song again to get us going. But I can't deal with this any other kind of way. Long faces and all, I can go home and lay my head down because I can't deal with this even on it. I can't deal with this any other kind of way because we, like I said, we see where we're going on the course that we on with what we've been taught. It's time to be taught something that's gonna make a difference. If not for us, maybe for them. You gotta get straightened out sometime. But I'm not talking about this Israel. I'm talking about this globe, this world. Relationships are fractured all over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, they are.
Yes, it's us, because things are pinpointed, but don't think that other nations, don't think that whites. I see just as many Gentiles that's single and alone and they can't find nobody and having all the kind of problems that you have.
Yes, sir, and some.
And then some. Because we ain't been taught right.
That's right.
Because of course you can't go in the New Testament because they tell you don't worry about being married.
All right.
So how much wisdom can they give you? Yes, even in the hereafter they tell you there won't be marriages. There won't be the taking or the giving of wives. So these brothers, especially these New Testament Israelites that talk about JC, why you following him talking about you ready for more than one wife? Because he said in the kingdom they're not going to be marriage nor given to marriage, but all will be as the angels in heaven, just flying around. So see, they don't even practice or believe their own doctrine. So that's what he said the kingdom gonna look like in Christianity. That's what I said. What? The king gonna look like Christianity? I don't want no parts of that one.
I know they're trying to let the priest marry now. They don't. That's another story. They not know.
Yes. So they can't give you much guidance. They can't give you no guidance.
All right.
This truth,
Hallelujah.
this word,
Yes, sir.
when taught by Yah, this is the only thing that can heal
Sustain your life.
what's been broken. This is the only thing that can make make straight what's been crooked.
Yes, sir.
Let's stand.
Hallelujah.
Ask my good brother Kawhi, if he would do the honors, please.
Yeah.
Thank you, y'all, for bringing us here safely today. Y'all, let's all together. Keep us safe. Leave here today and on our break. Let's all of our food and keep us safe from it. Know we live in a polluted land. Hallelujah.
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 Hallelujah. Praise the mighty Yahweh. Yah is righteous all the time.
All day and night. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It is, time is it's 5:15 right now. Back 6:15. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.